What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this is our Pirates of the Caribbean community series. Now, this is a special video that's, kind of breaking news. It's a little bit old, but we got a word, and I want to talk about the newest thing that we've heard about Pirates of the Caribbean. That is that they're exploring the possibility of rebooting the franchise. So I want to quickly go over what we learned from the article from Deadline. It says it's an exclusive, so I want to talk a bit about that. Tyler and I are going to be covering this news in the next several Pirates of the Caribbean videos that we do on our channel. We're going to really go deep into it and talk about what this could mean for the franchise, what it's actually going to do. But I want to go over just kind of my initial thoughts of it, as well as what we actually learned. So what we've learned is Disney's exploring the reboot of Pirates of the Caribbean. They've met with the writing team of Rhett Reese and Paul Weirnick, who are the writers of Deadpool and Deadpool 2, and that they are in early talks to write the script for a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Jerry Bruckheimer would come back as producer, but that's pretty much all that they know for sure. They don't know who would come back. They don't even know if Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow would return. Now, this is absolutely mind-boggling and breaking news, huge news about Pirates of the Caribbean. Tyler and I have been talking about Pirates of the Caribbean 6 on this channel for the last 2 months, ever since it was confirmed exclusively on whatever website that Disney has greenlit Pirates of the Caribbean 6. So, what I find interesting is it's a little bit weird as to what's true, or maybe they kind of pivoted 180. But last we heard the exclusive report from whoever said that Disney was going to allow them to make a Pirates of the Caribbean 6. And even in that article, though, they were speculating if Johnny Depp would actually return. And I think that's always going to be the story with Johnny Depp, in just what he is as a person and actor, and the controversy that's always surrounded him. I feel like that's what all those news stories are going to say. But now here we are, 2 months later, a little bit more than 2 months later, and now it's that Disney wants to reboot it. So it's a little crazy as to what Disney wants to actually do with it. And like I said, we're going to talk about this in several videos if this is a good idea. And to be honest, it's not. It's not, in my opinion, this is not a good idea. This is not what I wanted to see. This will not be a send-off to Jack Sparrow. Now, what this does do, though, if this is true, and again, we're going to talk about this in the future videos, it does open up the possibility of many more Pirates of the Caribbean movies, which that is what we want. Ultimately, we want Pirates 6 to be a movie that's super good, stars Johnny Depp, stars Orlando Bloom, has all of these characters, has Henry and Karina in it, and ends the Jack Sparrow story, and then can continue in the future. Now, if Disney thinks that the best way of doing that is by rebooting the entire franchise, well, I don't know, because that really does mean that Pirates 5 was Jack Sparrow's last, outing, which is what they promoted on. But then, of course, we had heard that was not going to actually happen. Now, one of the two directors was supposed to be coming back. That's also what we learned in the last kind of report that we were reading. So this is all very, confusing to me, honestly. It's a little, out of left field. This randomly just broke because these stories conflict each other. One story says Disney has greenlit a Pirates 6 and that one of the two directors of Pirates 5 is coming back. We got the original writers, Jerry Bruckheimer, possibly Johnny Depp, all that stuff. And then we got now that they may be rebooting it. Now, it's very possible both those stories were correct, and this story is just Disney looking at it and saying, we don't like the script, we don't like how the last movie did, we don't like how Pirates 4 was received, we feel like this franchise is dying, and we need something to bring it back. And in order to do that, we feel the best way of doing it is to completely reboot it. We have these two great writers. Now, these two writers, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are great movies and well-written movies, very comedic. I think it would work well in a Pirates of the Caribbean world, but, not in the Pirates of the Caribbean world that we know. I don't know if they'd care so much about the lore and respect the franchise, and that's ultimately, obviously why they'd have to reboot the franchises, because they'd have to make their own rules and do their own thing and come up with their own story and environment and all that stuff. So there's pros and cons. I mean, I would like to see a Pirates movie written by these two guys. I would like to eventually see Pirates do something that's separate from Jack Sparrow. That's ultimately the goal anyway, is to get away from that. When Jerry Bruckheimer says, and that's another thing, Jerry Bruckheimer has always said that Pirates of the Caribbean only exists as long as Jack Sparrow exists. So it's weird that, you'd want to reboot it. Now, if they reboot it, is Jack Sparrow in it? Because how high is the allegiance between Johnny Depp and Jerry Bruckheimer? Does Jerry Bruckheimer care that much much about Johnny Depp that he says, you know, we'll reboot it. I'll allow us to reboot, even though I wanted to make a 6. But Johnny Depp needs to be in it, and Jack Sparrow needs to be in it. I don't know, because that kind of goes against his vision of a Pirates movie that doesn't have Jack Sparrow is not a good idea. And we've had conversations in the past if that's even a correct thing, and I honestly don't think it is. I feel like Pirates can continue without Jack Sparrow, but I would like to see a final movie. I would like to see a Pirates 6, Davy Jones, Jack Sparrow, whatever story they tell, wrap up his storyline, and then continue with Karina and Henry. I thought that was always the plan. We've stood kind of very firm on that we believe that Disney believed that was the plan, and Jerry Bruckheimer thought that. But now this is very interesting. I really did not expect the story to break. Tyler sent me a text of this story, and I was like, Jesus. So we wanted to make a very, very quick video, just kind of talking about that. So again, we're gonna make videos in 2 weeks. 2 weeks on Friday. I know this video is coming up on a weird day. 2 weeks on Friday, we're gonna be making more videos on this. We're gonna kind of pivot. It doesn't really make sense right now to talk about Pirates 6 if this reboot thing is real. So we're gonna do probably 2-3 videos on this reboot at least, and talk about very, very specific, in-depth conversations about this reboot. Tyler will be back, and we'll have a conversation that way. Of course, we want to know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think about this reboot? Does this catch you off guard as well? Let us know in the comments below. And like I said, in 2 weeks, we'll be back for a brand new video on our Pirates of the Caribbean community series. We are going to continue this no matter what, and we really appreciate all you guys who continue to tune in every other Friday. It's really, really awesome to us. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you in 2 weeks.